With times progressing and communities becoming more vocal about the richness of their identities and the true essence of their elements lying within their skin, hundreds and thousands of new businesses are originated and brought to life, many times merely to escape racial and ethnic biases which they're subjected to by their colleagues in their ordinary daily lives. Let's have a look at why black owned businesses don't make it. Lack of funding. The racial challenges that the black community face also extends majorly to their disadvantage when it comes to funding because unfortunately, the color of their skin renders impaired credibility much too often. This is the reason why they don't find enough resources to fund their business and keep their business afloat for more than a year. The much more common blunder made by people of color is their narrow focus. They ensure accumulating sufficient capital to finance a company, but not sufficient sustainable funds to keep the company afloat for 1 year. This often is because of a lack of understanding of working capital and its management. Ideally, the initial capital injection and funds should safeguard the company from bankruptcy for at least 12 to 18 months after it opens in order to remain in business for the foreseeable future. The banking sector is often hesitant to provide loans to people of color because they're prejudiced that these people and their families are not reliable and will become a bad debt for the company and eventually the economy of the country. As per Forbes, quote, there aren't a lot of black bankers. It can be intimidating to walk into a bank for a loan, end quote. The Gauntlet Eldemire, who owns a chain of coin-operated laundries in the Cleveland area, quote, it's scary to go in and talk about your credit scores with a guy who's dressed in a suit and sitting behind a desk, especially if you've never gotten a loan before. Fear of rejection does play a role, end quote. This sheer harsh saddening reality is often the actual reason that many talented minds and their brilliant ideas are buried underground just because their DNA did not contain enough melatonin, a disadvantage that is outright horrifying for the sustainability of humankind on the basis of equality. In the current pandemic times, when the world has shifted drastically, businesses across the globe have suffered negatively, and the impact of the decline has also affected the black community severely. As per Forbes, just 20% of participating companies in areas with the highest densities of black-owned enterprises receive loans through the government's Paycheck Protection Program for small businesses, which is operated by the Treasury Department and the SBA. Lack of prior experience. It's only with the advent of social media and the freedom to express and the much recent Black Lives Matter movement that people of color are actually given a chance and hope to make something of their own and to step up and grow much more beyond the color of their skin. It will not be incorrect to say that black businesses are not as deep-rooted and thriving for years as their fierce competition. This disadvantage is also one of the greatest reasons why black businesses fail. No matter what the depth and quality of an idea are, experiences are a genuine contributor towards success, and there are no shortcuts available when it comes to experience. Experience comes only with experience, and thus, the required due time. The edge of generations' long knowledge is an irreplaceable asset, and an asset that cannot be bought by money. According to CBO reports, black business owners come from a less privileged family company history than white business owners prior to the beginning of their company. Black business owners are far less likely than white business owners to have a self-employed family member and to have engaged in that family member's enterprise. Lack of education. One of the other greatest contributors is education. For any business to prosper, in-depth knowledge is required. When it comes to black communities, they've been out of school for the longest period of history. The effect of being out of school spirals and relays forward to the present times. Initiating new business with no prior experience, funding, or skill set are all the factors that do not go in the favor of making black business profitable and long-standing. This also translates into black businesses having poor customer service and not competing on digital fronts or using the advantage of social media and technology to help their businesses grow. Black business inception has much delayed than their white counterparts, and it will take considerable time to catch up with the needs of times in an environment that is equal and just and not judges of authenticity of the business by the color of the business owner. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, we'll see you in the next video.